That was honestly embarrassing to watch out there. We looked like the Angel Reese led Chicago Sky without me playing. Now you guys see why they call me the Steph Curry of this league.
It's just a good take foul, you know? If either Angel gets wide open 2 points or, we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a take foul. Every basketball player knows that.
Because I'm carrying a bunch of bums and they look like a middle school team when I don't play.
Let's not make it anything that it's not. It was just a good play on the basketball.
It's gonna be a rough 2-week stretch until I get back. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose all our games during that stretch.
11 records detonated in one game, yet almost everyone left the arena talking about just a single triple-double. While Caitlin Clark's stat sheet carnage blared across every feed, a 15-year vet quietly stepped into basketball immortality, and an off-court controversy forced league security to double-check every exit. Something seismic is brewing in Indiana, and the tremors are only getting louder. What happens when a sophomore phenom, a decorated champion, and a rim-protecting prodigy collide on the same night? Numbers melt, narratives flip, and the rest of the WNBA suddenly looks outdated. Stay locked in, because by the time we hit the final buzzer, you'll realize that Clark's headline moment was just the prologue to a story nobody saw coming.
I will admit, though, she is the king of me-bounds. She has the best signature move in the league where she misses a wide-open layup and grabs her own rebound.
While the roar for Caitlin Clark rattled Gainbridge Fieldhouse, a 6'4" left-hander slipped to the free throw line and nudged her name into basketball eternity. Deanna Bonner, 15 seasons, 2 rings, 6 All-Star nods, needed 7 points to leapfrog Hall of Famer Tina Thompson on the WNBA's career scoring chart. Swish, the first shot tied it. Swish again, 7,189 points and counting. Good for third all-time behind only Tina Charles and Diana Taurasi. Fans rose as the arena announcer belatedly caught up, showering the veteran with a standing ovation that felt part celebration, part apology for almost missing the moment.
That signature move is unstoppable, just like the Kareem skyhook. I'm gonna ask her for some tips on how to grab me-bounds like her when I see her again.
What makes the feat resonate isn't just the number, it's the context. Bonner left a comfortable situation in Connecticut to mentor Indiana's budding core, gambling her twilight years on a rebuild. Now, in her Fever debut, she plants a flag in league history while proving wisdom can power a locker room as forcefully as raw talent.
Caitlin Clark is the most fun player to watch in the WNBA. It's actually good.
Clark fist-bumped her on the way back up court, Boston flashed a grin, and suddenly the generational gap vanished. This roster speaks one shared language, winning, and that was merely the appetizer. Because on the very next possession, Chicago tried the paint and discovered Aaliyah Boston had padlocked it shut. Chicago swaggered into Indianapolis certain the paint would be theirs. Angel Reese had spent the week promising to own the glass, even jawing at Caitlin Clark after a flagrant shove mid-game. But the moment the ball went up, the only voice that mattered belonged to Aaliyah Boston, and it echoed every time she sent a sky layup flying. 5 rejections later, Boston had single-handedly turned the lane into a restricted zone. Her 19 points came on bruising post seals and put back.
Caitlin Clark was getting 1.2 million viewers for games on Iox.
Her 13 boards vacuumed second chances out of Chicago's hands, and those 5 blocks didn't just stuff the stat sheet, they slammed her into the Fever's top 6 all-time SWAT list before her 24th birthday. Numbers tell only half the story. According to the team recap, the last WNBA opener, with at least 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 blocks, belonged to Natasha Howard back in 2014. Boston just became the second member of that ultra-exclusive club, announcing herself as a franchise. Pillar beside Clark, and the chemistry? Unreal already. Clark kept firing no-look bounces into Boston's hands. Boston kept rewarding her by erasing mistakes at the rim. 9 combined blocks from a guard-center tandem on opening night is now a record. Proof that Indiana's stars are sinking at warp speed. Yet if Boston's rim protection felt like the last word, Clark was only getting warmed up. What the sophomore did next didn't just bend the record book, it snapped it in half. Then came the stat sheet supernova. Caitlin Clark opened the night by splashing a logo 3, but that was just the prelude. Over 32 breathless minutes, she racked up 20 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, and even 4 emphatic blocks, the most ever swatted by a point guard in a WNBA season. Numbers alone don't capture the speed of her ascent. In just 41 career games, Clark already owns 3 triple-doubles, obliterating the previous fastest mark. Diana Taurasi needed 565, sports.yahoo.com, sports.yahoo.com. She's also logged 9 games with 20-plus points and 10-plus assists, tying Taurasi and sitting one shy of Courtney Vandersloot's all-time record of 10. And Vandersloot needed 430 outings to get there. What looked like video game output sparked real-world shockwaves. ESPN cut into other programming. Ticket prices spiked overnight, and pundits began asking whether Clark might erase every significant scoring and playmaking record before her rookie contract even expires. Yet the most mouth-dropping stat hid in plain sight. When Clark's 4 rejections joined Aaliyah Boston's 5, the duo stamped 9 combined blocks, the highest total ever posted by 2 2 teammates on opening night. Fever, WNBA.com. A guard-center partnership wasn't supposed to snuff out shots like twin 7-footers, but Indiana's new reality laughs at supposed to. And if this triple-double felt like the climax, wait till you hear the off-court drama swirling just beyond the hardwood. Block party. Nobody expected. The scoreboard said 93-58, but the real earthquake hit in the BLK column. Caitlin Clark, a point guard, spiked 4 shots. Aaliyah Boston swatted 5 more. Together, they stacked 9 rejections, the largest combined total any 2 teammates have ever posted on opening night, according to league game notes. Chicago managed just 29% from the field, stunned every time the lane snapped shut. Why does 9 matter? Because it's not supposed to come from a guard-center pairing this young. Traditional wisdom says rim protection comes from twin towers. Indiana just proved a backcourt sniper can join the blockade. Those swats fueled instant fast break points, turned cheers into roars, and most importantly, signaled that the Fever's defense might scale as quickly as Clark's highlight reel threes. And that record? It was number 11 on a night already littered with milestones, so deep on the list that most fans missed it while they scrolled Clark's triple-double headlines. Yet coaches around the league circled it in red ink. If Indiana can erase mistakes like this in Game 1, what happens by Game 40? We're about to find out, but first, off the court, a controversy was brewing that would force the WNBA to double its security overnight. Off the hardwood, microphones swiveled from the stat sheet to the stands. Mid-game chatter on social media claimed fans at Gainbridge Fieldhouse hurled hateful slurs at Chicago rookie Angel Reese right after Clark's flagrant 1 foul. The WNBA launched a quick probe, but after combing video, interviewing arena staff, and reviewing audio logs, investigators found no proof the abuse ever happened. Caitlin Clark broke her silence 2 days later, saying the building was way too loud to hear anything, but backing the league's effort to root out hostility. Reese, for her part, doubled down on wanting a tougher fan code of conduct, keeping the tension simmering even after the final buzzer. Those allegations hit just weeks after a Texas man was arrested for stalking Clark, a case so alarming that Commissioner Kathy Engelbert fast-tracked a multi-prong, no space for hate plan, AI monitoring of threats, a beefed-up in-arena security presence, and charter flight escorts for high-profile players. League sources say every Fever home date now carries double the normal security detail, a first in WNBA history. So while the Fever rewrote record books on the floor, the league quietly rewrote its safety manual off it, because the price of superstardom isn't just sold-out crowds, it's making sure the stars get home safe. And speaking of price tags, wait until you see the numbers behind Clark's sneaker empire and a salary that barely cracks $80K. Off the court, the math gets even wilder. Caitlin Clark just inked an 8-year, $28 million mega deal with Nike, complete with her own signature shoe. Yet under the current CBA, she'll pocket about $78K in Fever salary this season, less than the league's veteran minimum in men's summer league. The disconnect isn't lost on teammates. Private group chats are buzzing about how one rookie can drive national ratings, while the entire roster splits a charter flight stipend. That pay gap has become the union's rallying cry. With the collective bargaining agreement set to expire October 31st, 2025, players have already voted to opt out, and their leaders won't rule out a strike if revenue sharing doesn't catch up to the spotlight Clark is generating. Meanwhile, the WNBA's in-season Commissioner's Cup dangles a $500K prize pool, chump change compared to shoe money, but life-changing cash for half the locker room. Indiana's Cup schedule kicked off tonight, but there's a catch. Clark strained her left quad on May 26th and is listed week to week, meaning every Cup minute she misses could cost those teammates a 5-figure bonus. So the Fever's fortune now hangs on a freshman superstar who's rich everywhere except her league paycheck, and on a labor fight that could turn next season's record chase into a midwinter work stoppage. And with Bonner still chasing Tina Charles on the all-time scoring ladder, and Clark eyeing her return against Angel Reese, in 4 nights, Indiana's ticking clocks just started to overlap. The Fever didn't just win 93-58, they announced a new era. Deanna Bonner is chasing Tina Charles's 7,696-point mark, just 207 away, while Caitlin Clark eyes a return against Angel Reese in 4 nights, aiming to erase every doubter. Think about that. One franchise newcomer chasing immortality, one sophomore phenom redefining fast, and a third-year anchor protecting the paint like it's Fort Knox. Behind those 11 records lies a warning shot. Indiana's balance, youth, and veteran grit could outpace every projection. If Bonner clamps down on Charles's second spot by mid-season, and Clark returns at full throttle, the Fever's ceiling becomes unimaginable. Meanwhile, Aaliyah Boston's rim presence suggests opponents' paint attacks may need rule changes. The real question isn't whether they'll break more records, it's how many their rookie contracts will let them chase. With Clark's quad still uncertain, every practice rep counts. One misstep could ripple through Commissioner's Cup hopes and teammate pay bonuses. And while the league scrambles for tighter security and labor talks heat up, Indiana is racing ahead, unfazed. So here's your pulse check. The WNBA once saw juggernauts build over years. Now, in just one night, the Fever fused generational talents to rewrite the playbook. The rest of the league can only ask, what happens when this engine hits top gear? Because in Indianapolis, the future isn't coming, it's already here.